Hi friends, my name is Sarth Gupta and on behalf of Imprint IAS, I'm going to make this video on how to prepare and answer part A of paper 4, Ethics, Aptitude and Integrity. Now starting with syllabus and books. As you might notice, there are many topics in ethics, integrity and aptitude. Important thing here is to make a checklist of all these topics and to cover each of them thoroughly. For this purpose, you might pick up many books, say 2 3 books, and jot down all the topics individually and then prepare them according to the comprehensive strategy that I'm about to give you. For starters, I found Ethics, Aptitude and Integrity by Subba Rao very comprehensive, and with it, you can take any coaching notes. And fourth, ARC recommendations report on ethics. Here is a trick. If you pick up papers from 2013 onwards of ethics, aptitude, and integrity, do mark all the topics in your checklist. You'll find that questions which have not come from topics that have yet been asked, those are the most likely questions that you will get next year. Doing this exercise might consume around half an hour, but trust me, it is very useful and you will be able to easily find out or chalk out which areas that you need to prepare for next year. Now, coming to how to go about studying and answering paper 4. Here, you need to make a framework both while studying as well as when you're answering the questions. Each answer must have values linked to it, thinkers or ideologies which have been propounded on the same values, and they need to be linked with current examples or anecdotes from great personalities. So the formula becomes thinkers, values, examples, TVE, or VET, values, examples, thinkers, VET. To do this, you must be clear in what and how you define values, not just values, concepts. For that, you must at least read 3 or 4 times or even up to 10 times to clarify a concept and be able to memorize and reproduce it in examination situation as it is. After that, for examples, you need to prepare examples from three aspects or three standpoints. One is your individual self, second is the perspective of all the stakeholders or society at large, and thirdly, from the point of view of government or a civil servant. Because you need to add a lot of flavor, ethical, you need to be always prepared with quotations, anecdotes from lives of great personalities, current events and actions that have already been taken and endorsed by government. These are the various ways how you justify your stand or argue your reasoning from thinkers, from their concepts, from lives of great personalities, from quotations, from course of actions already taken by governments and various international societies that have been tested and tried. Now let us see if we can apply these concepts of TVE on questions that have been asked this year. The question being, state the three basic values universal in nature in context of civil services and bring out their importance. Here there has been no restriction on what values that are needed to be explained. So I have taken prudence, fortitude and justice. Here we apply what we have understood of prudence, fortitude and justice on civil servants. For civil servants, lack of prudence hampers correct, efficient, and effective decision making. Fortitude, it is required to take strong decisions, resist temptations as well as coercion by politicians. And justice, it is required to differentiate between right and wrong. This covers the aspect of theories. Now comes the thinker part. Aristotle has laid the foundation for these virtues which is necessary for governance of city state. They are also part of four cardinal virtues. To link it with current example so that there is no confusion between the examiners in the examiner's mind that what you have written, there is a standing example when lack of prudence, lack of fortitude, as well as lack of justice results in scams or results in negative outcomes. Here I have taken the example of Colgate, which requires fortitude to not fall for corruption, prudence to take correct allocative decisions, and justice to punish the corrupt. Now, TVE, thinkers, values, as well as examples, all have been covered. Here, what is important is the justification and not the three values itself. The representation and how you are able to justify that determines the quality of your answer. To explain the concept further, I have taken another question which is a little different and it requires a different kind of handling, but same framework can still be applied to it. The question asks you to appropriately select between means or ends and justify your answer. Here, after you read and go through all notes, you will be able to find that this is deontology versus teleology. That is the duty of following the right action versus the consequences. Here, I have cited Gandhi and Kant, who both emphasize on the right means or doing your duty. I have also taken that duty or correct means are more important than getting the correct answer or getting the correct results. I have tried to justify the same by taking the values that the correct means are an end in themselves, and we also need to always follow correct means so that the answer the correct so that when we arrive at the correct decision, it is through a proper path, and there is no doubt in us or no regret that we did not follow the correct path. To explain this, I have taken the example of population control measures during the 1980s and 1990s. Here, you may find many more suitable examples, but always try to find an example which is not controversial as well as which justifies and satisfies all your needs of the answer. To conclude, I would reiterate the framework VET, values, examples, thinkers, or theories. You can frame your own framework, which might be more useful to you and more comprehensive. Also, never be shy to go on the internet to check out new books so that you can do value addition. When you think you have read enough, always test yourself within the time and the space constraints. Remember, practice makes a student perfect. And also, there are no cliches. The more you practice, the more you find that you will be able to get over your hesitation of writing in the exam.